What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Only a couple more days until we get the official Black Widow trailer. Industry insiders pointing towards Tuesday, December 3rd as the morning it'll drop. And now we've got 4 new screen grabs from leaked trailer footage or presumably the Black Widow film itself that not only confirm Robert Downey Jr. returning in a Tony Stark cameo, but set the scene a little bit. We're going to break down the 4 frames, where they came from, who's reported on it, and what it ultimately means for Robert Downey Jr.'s final return to the MCU. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including 2 limited edition Infinity Saga box sets. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, as I said moments ago in the prologue, we've got 4 leaked screenshots that the leaker says are directly from the Black Widow trailer that he expects to be released in the coming days. Said Twitter account has less than 1,000 followers at Define Inside Me, not an account I have ever heard before or a name I've ever heard before in the normal places where you find leaks like this. But that being said, if the Black Widow trailer is truly to debut in the coming week, then it would have already been shipped to a majority of trailer houses, leaving it in places where these screenshots could be taken. Either way, have a little bit of skepticism, but let's get right into them. The first 2 of the sequential screenshots shows Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark leaving what looks like a small private plane, returning in a hangar somewhere, presumably after the events of Civil War have unfolded in full. This is after his run-in with Cap and Winter Soldier. He's returning to the United States. Now, if you have any question as to when this is set, you can look at the color of Robert Downey Jr.'s hair. It clearly matches the tone that he had in Civil War before he started to get in sort of like the light blonde gray that he had in the beginning of Infinity War and full on during Avengers Endgame. You can then see in the bottom 2 sequential screenshots, he's talking to 2 pilots leaving in what's picking him up in an Audi, maybe. What's interesting here is that that doesn't look like Happy standing in the distance, and I can't really place this photo anywhere in any of the scenes of Civil War. Now, why I keep bringing Civil War up is that while Robert Downey Jr. was said to have a cameo in Black Widow, and it's mostly confirmed at this point, it's not a new scene. It's in no way RDJ returning to the character of Tony Stark. Rather, they're using archive footage from Civil War, a scene that may have been shown to the public on more than one occasion, but has never been published with any of the deleted scenes anywhere, not even in the most recent limited edition Infinity Saga box set. Now, those who have seen this shown at San Diego Comic-Cons and the D23s alike since the release of Civil War say that it takes place right at the end of the film, obviously the trust broken amongst the Avengers, and it leads right into what's going to happen in the upcoming Black Widow film, leading me to believe that this cameo would take place very early on, definitely within the first act, and by all accounts corroborating the same thing. It's a scene in which Tony Stark tells Black Widow to run, and sounds like it plays out very similarly to the scene that's already included in Civil War, where he tells her it must be hard to shake the double agent thing, and that Thunderbolt Ross has already been told what she's done. Now, you can see obviously why they would have cut that. It sounds rather redundant, but it also sounds like it'll work quite nicely as a slight reminder, or even some false action for those people who haven't seen any of the old MCU films. While it's hard to believe anybody's going to see Black Widow who hasn't already seen at least a couple of the most recent films like Avengers Endgame, you gotta figure there's at least going to be one. I think it'll help add to the continuity. Also, it'll be a little more connective tissue back to the original Infinity Saga, and of course, nobody is going to hate seeing Tony Stark on screen at least one more time. Now, if these are truly screen grabs from the Black Widow trailer, and we're only going to have to wait about another week to verify that, I have some questions, namely, where's Black Widow? He could have grabbed 4 screenshots from the earliest part, but you've got to imagine that this cameo isn't going to be more than a couple of minutes long for a couple of reasons. Number one, if they're truly using archive footage from Civil War, then they're going to be limited in what they've got to use that they didn't already cut up on the editing floor. Number two, even if they have an overabundance of a couple of takes of one scene, it's still only going to be one scene, tops 2 or 3 minutes out of what's presumably an hour and a half or 2 hour film. film. That's just a little curious as to why they put him in the trailer. Now, of course, Disney knows exactly what they're doing, and this is going to run in front of the last installment of the Jedi saga for Star Wars. You put Robert Downey Jr. in the trailer, it's going to be all the feels, especially considering we're still in the same calendar year in which he sacrificed himself for the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I just don't see Marvel being that cheap and cashing in on that. I think they feel similarly to the way Robert Downey Jr. does about ever coming back to the role, and would like to be a lot more gracious than including him in an early clip of the very first trailer for Black Widow, which also gives me pause about these in general. Are they real? Could these be photoshops? Now, if they're photoshops, they're very good, and I couldn't match this to any scenes that I know of Tony Stark, but it is a little curious that Black Widow is seemingly absent for all of them. Maybe she's in that car, but again, how much would they show during a trailer that wouldn't have Black Widow in it already? They wouldn't show this massive scene of Tony Stark. It just seems a little awkward, giving me pause, wondering if these are real. Now, like I said, again, we'll only have to wait another week to verify, but it leaves me with a lot of questions. Now, if there's any of you who include this question, is there any way he shot new footage? Absolutely not. We ran the story in straight contradiction to the story we had run the week before, unfortunately, confirming that in fact Robert Downey Jr. would not return for the What If series, even though they had locked down a lot of the original actors, Chris Hemsworth and even Chris Evans included, but sadly no RDJ. And I made the point in that video as just a point of conjecture. They're going to do one movie for the entirety of the Infinity Saga, meaning that's definitely going to span multiple seasons of What If. By the time we get into that third or fourth season, we're going to be 4 or 5 years down the road. RDJ might feel a little differently for one special episode, coming back and doing something. They may have had some of their spokespeople or the official representation from Marvel issue the statement that he's not coming back in direct response to the leak coming from Jeff Goldblum. And if you didn't see the clip, Jeff Goldblum straight out said that he had just done the voiceover for Grandmaster for a specific episode correlating to obviously Thor Ragnarok, that Taika Waititi had voiced Korg, and that Robert Downey Jr. would be coming back to voice his character in Iron Man. And then immediately 2 days later, whoever published that original story came out and updated officially that he would not be returning. So who knows what's really going on there. Either way, this cameo is not going to be new footage. There's no way he returned to do so. I think it's a little curious. I'm not calling them fake, and because these screen grabs do actually look like it could be footage from Civil War, I'm thinking there's probably some validity to this, but I'm just wondering why Black Widow isn't present in them, and how long could the scene from the trailer be if it's just Tony Stark? Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. Number one, Robert Downey Jr.'s return and or non-return, using no new footage and not coming back for What If, but allowing them to use archive footage, much in the way they did for Spider-Man Far From Home. Are you cool with that? Number two, do you want to see Robert Downey Jr. back anyway in the form of an AI? I know this debate is still raging 6 months after the end of Avengers Endgame, but I'm still all ears, as you guys seem pretty split on this, but a lot more on the side for him staying dead. The sacrifice needs to mean something. Also, are you hyped for Black Widow? I've heard mixed reviews on this as well, and I would definitely say that my analytics indicate people might not be as into her as some of the other topics we're covering that are way less relevant and way further down the road. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this, and quickly let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 550,000 subscriber mark. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and that'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes that we're giving away, like through the holiday season, 2 of the limited edition Infinity Saga box sets. We got our hands on 2 here to give away. All the same rules apply for this and all the future prizes we're giving away next year. As I've said in the past, we're going to double down and give away prizes twice as frequently. All you have to do to be entered to win all of them is the same rules apply. Hit the subscribe button, then the notification bell, notifications turned on, like and comment, and because it's truly random, The more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. Now, if you missed the announcement for the 2 winners at the 500,000 PlayStation 4 Pro winners, those were announced during Marvel Phase 5 dates released. I'll go ahead and link that video at the end of this, but all winners are announced at the end of videos. All you have to do is peruse back through the channel, and I included 500k, 400k, 300k. I included those in the titles of the video, so they're not that hard to find. Guys, if you've been following me since the beginning, which is a good chance if you're still listening at the 9-minute and 46-second mark, I cannot thank you enough for helping me build this community. We have done it at a lightning pace, and from the bottom of my heart, it means the world to me that I get to get up and talk about all of the cutting edge, latest Marvel theories with all of you guys. It's just like you do with your friends and I do with mine, except I get to share it with the world, and that is not something I take for granted. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and although I can't respond to every DM and every comment, I wish I could. If you're listening now, just know it means the world to me. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.